Okay folks, here we are. We're just about to finish this Santa Claus now, and you can notice that I've already put in a little detail on his hat brim here, and you just take your, using a small veiner, and you just kind of make it, don't run them together, kind of get them, just make a little deal, and you're just adding some texture here is what you're doing. I'm not going to finish all this right here. Made this way too long, so I'm gonna just kind of show you, kind of like that. Then I'm gonna go off camera again, and I'm gonna paint this little guy. Now I'm not gonna show this on camera because it just takes too long, and we've made this video way too long. But you can refer to my Painting the Wizard video to get the general idea, and then when I come back I'll talk about kind of how I did this, and I'll talk about also the colors that I used, and we'll finally, after about 3 months of working on this thing, finish this up. One other thing I'm going to do is back up in this area here, I'm going to take this 1/2 inch V tool, and I'm just going to put a little more detail right here. And once again, it always pays to get good northern basswood. Okay, just putting a little more detail there. Might do the same thing right here. Just a little more detail. Okay, now before I paint this thing, I will clean it up a little bit more and get any fuzzies that are still here, which I've pretty much gotten them all off. And I am going to paint him, like I said, and when I come back he will be painted and basically finished, and we'll talk a little bit more about the final details. Thank you. Well, we finally finished, and here is the end result. If you've been following along, you maybe will have something that looks like this. I'm going to zoom in a little closer and look at him. Oops. Zoom in a little closer and look at him a little bit where you can see him better. There he is. He makes a nice looking Santa Claus. Nice looking profile. I'm going to zoom in him a little closer so you can get some detail of him. Okay. There you go. You'll notice I've painted the eyes on him. I've painted the beard. The way I did that beard is I used a primary yellow color first, and put just a dab of raw sienna in it and made kind of a mustard color, and I painted the beard with that first, and then I came back over it with white using a dry brush type technique. If you can get a good look at the eyes here, they're blue, of course with black and a little hint there, and if you look up at his brim, I used a light brown that I mixed up, and then I dry brushed white over it. And if you'll follow along, you can see what you can come up with. Now I want to show you also some other variations that you can do with the Santa Claus. Once you get his face down, you can do things like this one, which is just another variation of the same one, kind of. Or you can do things like this, and this is what I call my twisty. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. This is what I call my twisty Santa Claus. And if you'll notice, I put a twisted tight beard on him. You can do that. Or you can get you a piece of cottonwood bark, small cottonwood bark, and do a Santa Claus like this. Now this is one, somebody gave me a piece of bark. You'll notice it's got a bear's head in it. I didn't carve that. That was already in the piece. And I just took and carved a Santa Claus around it. But there's all kinds of different things you can do, and you can change things up and make them look good. Well, I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and if you carve something and get a finished piece, I'd love to see a picture of it. Either send it to me on the email, or send it and post it on Wood Carving Illustrated board. And by the way, if you don't belong to Wood Carving Illustrated board, you can go to woodcarvingillustrated.com and look on the left hand side, and it will show you the forums they have there, and it's a really good place to hang out. I am planning on taking all this, and I may have to do a little editing, and put it on a DVD very soon, and it will be for sale. As soon as I get that all put together, I'll try to post it in several different places, and if you're interested, just drop me an email, and when I get it done, we'll go from there. This is Three Crosses Wood Carving, Gary McDaniel. Thank you.